work conditions. And a Twitter reunion. A homeless man learns to tweet, and he finds the daughter he has been searching for more than a decade. We'll hear the amazing story. That and much more early this Saturday morning, February 26th, 2011.
From CBS News, it's The Early Show. Live from Fifth Avenue in New York City.
The big city on a Saturday morning, the last Saturday of February. It was good to say that.
Thank goodness.
Welcome to The Early Show. I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Rebecca Jarvis. Good Saturday morning.
Let's get right to our top story, and that is, of course, the revolution against Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi's 42-year dictatorship. This morning, Libya remains a dangerous place. Gaddafi is losing control of his country, but still promises to fight to the end. Militiamen loyal to Gaddafi are roaming the streets of Tripoli, the capital, shooting at will. Some estimates indicate more than 1,000 people have been killed in less than 2 weeks since the revolution began. CBS News correspondent Kelly Kobiea joined us by phone from Tripoli with the latest. Kelly, good morning.
Good morning, Russ. It is quiet in this part of the city at this point. Traffic is on the streets. You can see people going about their business in relative peace. But we're starting to hear the first reports of the government handing out weapons to its civilian supporters after a violent Friday.
There are signs the revolt is inching closer. In the city's suburbs, anti-government protesters tried marching for the first time in days after Friday prayers. Witnesses say government forces answered with automatic weapons, shooting from rooftops. It's not clear how many were killed. Just 30 miles to the west in the coastal city of Zawiya, pro-government forces reportedly are gone, and Gaddafi's soldiers are abandoning him and joining the opposition. In opposition-controlled cities, fear of the regime has turned to disgust. Yet this is the Libya the regime wants us to show the world. Scenes of several hundred Gaddafi supporters loudly swearing their allegiance. Gaddafi himself made a surprise appearance to show his people he's still alive and still defiant, calling on the crowd to prepare to defend the nation and its oil. The leader's son, Saif al-Islam, is on a campaign of his own to control the message, meeting the world's reporters in a five-star hotel to announce that Libyans are united behind his father.
How can you say that your country is unified and safe?
Tripoli is safe. And I say again, it's safe and okay.
Saif al-Islam blamed the unrest on what he calls a small group of terrorists. He denied that the government had fired on its own people. Russ?
Kelly, I know you arrived in Tripoli yesterday. Give us a sense of what the city was like when you got there.
We arrived after dark in a contingent of about 20 international journalists. My producer arrived quite a bit earlier in the day, saw a number of checkpoints with armed militiamen and police throughout the city, and heard some gunfire. By the time we were driven through the city, about a 20-minute drive from the airport to the hotel, there was no sign of any checkpoint along our route. The only sign of military we saw was just a dozen soldiers with an anti-aircraft gun guarding the airport. Russ?
Kelly Kobiea in Tripoli, you guys take care, and we'll talk to you later in the broadcast.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome. Rebecca?
Thanks, Russ. Americans and thousands of other foreign nationals are fleeing the chaos in Libya. For nearly 200 Americans, it was a long and harrowing escape from Tripoli to Malta by ferry. The U.S. chartered Maria Dolores. CBS News correspondent Harry Smith is live from Valletta, Malta with the latest. Good morning, Harry.
Yeah, Rebecca, it's interesting. It's about a 220-mile trip from Tripoli to here in Malta. But for those Americans trying to get out of Libya, it just as well be a world away. And while they didn't get home, getting here to Malta is the next best thing.
Weary and relieved, after 2 days of waiting for the seas to calm, 338 people poured off a ferry from Tripoli late last night.